To say that lightning decks are suffering post-rotation would be an understatement. They're all weak to fighting, and on Pokemon TCG Live, Mega Lucario was the most played deck thanks to some idiot YouTuber telling every new player it's the best free list. But when I played Hop's Trevenant, a Psychic type who obliterates Lucario, I only faced it 6.9% of the time. So obviously that matchup luck will continue the opposite way, right? Perfect Order only added 4 Lightning type cards, with 3 of them being from the Luxray line. The new Luxio is great, allowing you to evolve it immediately provided their active is an EX. And the new Luxray can be useful at the end of a game, dealing 70 damage for each prize card you have taken. So it's similar to Mega Mawwile's Double Down. Luxray EX, meanwhile, also takes advantage of the new Luxio. Its first attack is worse than Mega Absol's, dealing just 120 damage, but it only takes 2 colorless. Additionally, it can deal 250 damage for 2 lightning, though you do lose all energy. So it has some usage, but gone are the days of Miraidon for setup, Electric Generator for energy acceleration, and Iron Hands for extra prizes. Now we're relying on Canary for setup and Eelektrik for acceleration, neither of which are great. Still, I'm uploading this video no matter what happens, because I need to show you the shocking state of lightning decks in 2026 and how they don't generate many wins. Watch this be a metal deck. Press 1 if this is Steven's Matter. Wait, is this a lightning deck? It is a metal deck! I told you! I told you! Oh my god! I told you! Watch this be a metal deck because we switched to the Clefairy build after we faced nothing but Lucario and Dragapult, so I'm like, oh, okay, let's switch to the Clefairy build. There is absolutely no way. Let's switch to the Clefairy build, trust your pilot. Let's switch to something weak to metal because you've just been facing Lucario and Dragapult all day and you wanted to avoid Clefairy. But then what's the first thing they flip over? A metal type. Oh, and it's Archaludon too. Do you see why I have to make the... Do you see why my mental psyche is so bad? Do you see? Do you see why my brain is so broken all of the time? All right, let's go get Luxio. I want to save the Ultra Ball to try and get some things in there. I guess I just put the Battle Cage down in case they have Monkey Dory. All right, but we got this. Just give me a psych. How did you give me 0 energy? How did I get 0 energy off of that? Oh my god, this game. I have 2 energy searches as well. Okay, well, what are the odds? I just want the Clefairy. Okay, fine. I have to retreat the Clefairy. That is non-negotiable at this point. Oh, man. Yeah, just because there was a very possibility of a world. That was a sentence. And this is why I hate Canary. I'll talk about it in a second because I'm ending my turn. But this is why I do not like Canary. Is you look at my hand. How does Canary advance my board position? Canary gets you 4 lightning. This is... Okay, that's 2 things I have to explain. But Canary does not advance your board position if you don't have an energy in your hand. Right? Rosa, you don't really need Rosa. I think Eelektrik is just better because you want to be able to like judge your Xerosic and use Luxray in the same turn. Like, I don't mind Rosa, but see, I knew it. But Canary, if you don't have an energy, they're going to bosses my Clefairy. Not realizing that they can't gobble me down. They have to attach an energy, though. Well, they're going to gobble down my Clefairy. Who could have seen this coming? All right, that's fine. For each prize card you have taken. So I have to put up the... No, I don't have to put up Tatsugiri. We can put you down. But yeah, I was just like, what are the odds that they have Archaludon energy bosses? Well, they literally had Archaludon energy bosses. And they still got it. All right, I have to... I guess put the Shinx down just to thin the deck. This absolutely is a Lillie's turn. Please give me any energy. I don't care which one. Okay, well, I would have preferred a different type, but that's fine. Okay, so in this situation, I will go get a lightning energy. And this will be attached to you. I don't think I need to play with my balls right now. Actually, yeah, let's play with my ball. I'm gonna play with my balls. I'm gonna go get a premature Zekrom, or do I just get Fez? I think I just get Fez, because I have the Neo Upper, I have the counter gain. I know for a fact I'm knocking out the Mega Mawile next turn. So that's good. Let's get that. All right, and then if I Eelektrik to this guy, I will need Zekrom to win this game, I think. But the good news is that they can't knock me out, but I can knock them out next turn. And there's a, ooh, wait, which one? I guess Fez, right? Yeah, I think Fez is the correct one there. But we both know they're going to top deck a Lillies. We both know they're top decking a Lillies. Or any sort of supporter that draws, maybe it'll be a boss's. Maybe that'll be even funnier. Maybe it'll be a boss's orders, and we'll laugh our butts off, and we'll clap our own cheeks, and we'll just have, oh, they had air balloon. Great. All right, well, this is perfect. So they blew their entire load. Let this be a lesson to never blow your load unless you absolutely have to. You know, blowing your load can be dangerous. All right, let's, we want to save that for the dude. Because they put the stupid air balloon on the Archaludon, I can't bring it up and make their life a living hell. And yeah, let's go Poké Pad for Luxio. And Necro, welcome in. All right, this is both good and bad because I have to get rid of all my energy. Oh, man. So we did knock it out. I'm going to have to make a couple of things happen. But we're ahead on prizes, and we have a Zekrom. We got an air balloon. That's perfect. Like, I understand why they went the boss's orders on the Clefairy route, but it was very greedy, right? It was very, very greedy, and they should not have done... Please get a Lillies. Please. Just, I need everyone to understand what happens when I play PDCGL. Well, there's Full Metal Lab. That's even worse. Okay, they got Poké Pad. Okay, so they got nothing. They got Relicanth. That is fine, because they still need 3 energy. So I can bosses. Oh, they can hammer in. Right. That's not good. All right, well, do you want to see something crazy? You want to see something you've never seen before? Actually, how do I do this? This might not work out how I quite intend it to. But I guess we just go, we attach the Psychic to the Luxray. Hard retreat into the Luxray. I will Dynamotor to the Luxray. That's fine. Boss's order. So we're doing 180. I guess I knock out the Meowth. No, we don't knock out the Meowth, right? We knock out the Duraludon. Easy. Yeah, we just knock out the Duraludon, because now they don't have a way to get energy into play. See, I know what I'm doing. I can knock out the Fez, but if I knock out the Fez and they top deck an Archaludon, then I might lose the game somehow. I mean, it's probably not likely, given that we have Zekrom. But this is my issue with Luxray, is that, you know, it's a worse Mega Absol. It's like, Luxray EX begs the question, okay, that's fine. I already have my Ace-Spec in play. What if Mega Absol was weak to fighting, it took 2 to 3 turns to get into play, and it did 80 less damage? That's Luxray EX. Mega Absol is just a better Luxray EX. There's the Watchtower. That's fine. Larry's skill issue. See, so they would have had it. I mean, obviously, if I had knocked... But you know, they got a nice... Oh, my God. This is so bad. But we did win the game because they got greedy. I'm going to keep this in the YouTube video because when have you ever seen Luxray versus Archaludon? And also just the absolute BM by PDCGL to be like, hey, you switch to a Lillies Clefairy version? Don't worry, bro. We're going to give you a metal deck. I know that's what you wanted the entire time. But this is the only way you stand a chance against Lucario. And Dragapult's also a tough matchup unless you play the Crushing Hammer or your Nighttime Mind Sticks, boosting their attack cost by 1. There's a hammer in. But I'm doing, what, like 240 right now? I believe I'm doing some crazy thing. Yeah, oh, we're doing 280. That's awesome. Bro, you're sick, bro. You're sick in the head, bro. I think I just got it like that, bro. Okay, so if we just want to keep everything. We don't do anything too crazy. We just incessant onslaught. I was really worried that we weren't going to be able to showcase this Luxray, because it's not the easiest thing to get powered up, but it can do 280 or 350 if you've taken enough prizes. And don't forget about Stronghold. It's not the best attack, but like, let's say you pierce some gaze and you do 120. Dragapult has 200 left. You can finish it up with a Stronghold. It's not, ideal, and the odds of that actually working against Dragapult are next to nothing. They're nihil zero. They're nihil zero. I don't know. But if you're wondering, hey, Pilot, what are those first 3 losses? Well, the first game was against Lucario. The second game was a weird control deck. The third game was Dragapult. And I wasn't playing the Clefairy build. So that's why I switched to the Clefairy build, is because I faced Lucario and Dragapult. So I'm like, okay, we have to switch to the Clefairy build. There's no way around it. Boom. And thank you for the gifted subs. Everyone should sub to me on YouTube if you're watching this, because it's free. You don't have to pay me $30 to $35. It's free. You just got to tap a button with your toe. I had to top deck the stupid bosses. All right, maybe we prize the Tapu Koko. Well, we didn't, but I mean, that's fine. I could have gone for the Illumise, but that's what a nerd would do. All right, so they're playing Hops Trevenant. I just go Buddy Poffin for Tynamo Shinx. We got all the things. And I guess it's so unfortunate, right, that I have to put Battle Cage down prematurely. I hate doing things prematurely. And the Stun Fist, I think I can lose the Stun Fist, because we know for a fact they cannot knock out my Tapu Koko this turn. What the hell is this? Okay, things just got a lot worse. Okay, oh yeah, there we go. If I just got a playable card off of that Fast Flight, we'd be totally fine right now. And I'm gonna have to get rid of a Night Stretcher and a Luxray if I want to do it again. Or I can retreat and use Budew, which seems like the thing I have to Budew, even though I really, really don't want to. All right. Hey, there's an Iris. Okay, so Battle Cage. We attach to you. We Iris away the lightning. Please, Iris. Okay, wait. Oh, this is great, because now I can just immediately evolve. Unfortunately, I don't have the attack. Huh. Okay, so I think I know what they're going to do. I feel like they're going to knock out the Tapu Koko, which is what I want them to do. Or I can retreat into the Budew, and then I have the Tapu Koko just kind of stuck there. I don't know. Like, it's such a tough call, right? If I retreat into the Budew, that's fine, but I lose a free retreater. Like, I know Tynamo is a free retreater, but you evolve it, it gets a 2 retreat cost, so it's just not ideal. And they do also have Zacian. Yeah, see, this is what I was thinking they were going to do. I thought they were going to double attach to the Clefairy and knock out the Tapu Koko, which is what I wanted them to do. If I didn't think they were going to do that, I would have given them the Budew. Because what you have to remember is that if I knock out Clefairy, that does not activate Trevenant. So I want to knock out Clefairy and Latinas. That is all I want to do. I do not want to touch a Hops card. This is what I learned playing Hops Trevenant, because I'm a fart smella, is that you just don't knock out a Hops Pokemon, right? You hope they put Latinas or Clefairy into play, and if they do, you kind of just win the game. All right, there's a Morty's. That's great. Oh, the Rotom would be awesome. So maybe I get rid of Xerosic, because Rotom would also be kind of goated, and I don't think we need the Xerosic in this matchup. All right, there's an Eelektrik. There's a Luxray. Do I have another Shinx? We should have another Shinx. So this is great. All right, here's how this is going to work. We go Luxray. I will... Ooh, we have a second one. Okay, so I Dynamotor to this guy. You get Dynamotor boated. I put Tynamo down. I will Volt Strike. But this is... Hops Trevenant's a very good deck. Don't get me wrong. It is a very good deck. But if your opponent knows what they're doing and is handsome and has the smoothest feet in the land, there's not a whole lot you can do to beat them off because they're just so handsome and so attractive. Because before they're even able to do anything, I'm going to have knocked out their Clefairy that they started and their Latias. But that is exactly why I wanted to keep the Tapu Koko in the active, is because they would be tempted to take the knockout with Clefairy, right? They had to attach the Telepathic to Clefairy to get 2 Psychics on the bench, and then clearly their strategy with doing that is they didn't retreat, they didn't Choice Band or anything. I knew that their strategy, they were thinking about it, hey, what if I put the Clefairy... That's fine, I got Prime Catcher because I'm goated like that. You know, the thought was going to cross their mind. I already have 1 energy on Clefairy. I may as well just take the knockout, right? And it was the worst thing they could have done. I'm a master baiter. I tell you this every day. Anyone who will listen, I go on the street. I go up to strangers. I tell them I'm a master baiter. And they're just like, damn, bro. I didn't know you were cool like that, bro. Okay, so if I... Night Stretcher, the Night Stretcher might help me later. Like, I have 1 Eelektrik. That'll carry me through for a little bit. That's fine. All right. We go Luxray. You know, I really thought we were going to get a Lightning Energy, so I'm just going to attach to the other one. Because we have game if I find bosses. And then we go boom. Volt Strike. So, yeah, if everything works out, Luxray isn't horrible, but no, this is not good. You're seeing the record on screen. I highly recommend subbing to the VODs channel to see just how bad games are. I'm going to upload a couple YouTube shorts showing the funny moments about how I just got absolutely bodied by Dragapult this entire stream. Because I switched to the Clefairy build and I faced Dragapult and they took a crazy 4-prize turn where they got everything. Clefairy doesn't matter if you're facing off against a good deck, which Dragapult is, and I'm literally just the bosses away from winning the game. But I only have 1 left, and fun fact, they can flip heads. Oh, I was like, if they flip heads, it doesn't matter. Because I'll just, you know, do 120. I think they're going to concede probably. They did not concede. Okay. Let's go retreat into you. And they're finally going to be able to get their first attack, but it's too little too late. And I guess I Lillies in case we get the bosses. So Luxray can beat Hops Trevenant if you know what you're doing. And obviously I know what I'm doing because I'm a master bencher. My pronunciation shorts? Yeah, if you didn't know, if you don't watch my YouTube shorts, I mean, I can't blame you. YouTube shorts are just, they're a cesspool. YouTube shorts they're brain rot, as the kids would say. They're skibbity, Riz brain rot, as the kids these days would say. But I turned my pronunciation videos into YouTube shorts because you have a better chance of going viral, and not the viral that happened to me at spring break. You have a better chance of going... you have a better chance of going viral in your YouTube shorts. So I can make, you know, inflammatory titles about YouTube shorts and say, oh, you've never said these Pokemon right. But if you're wondering about the Twitter poll that I made, because there's 4 really horrible official pronunciations for Pokemon that I hate. And the winner of... Okay, Twitter's not working. Elon, fix your website. Quit going to space, Elon. So it is currently Mimikyu is winning the poll. Mimikyu is winning the poll as the worst official pronunciation, and there's the bosses. We got everything. With Dupiter in second, Lopunny in third, and Zacian in fourth. Yeah, I call it Mimikyu. We prize 2 switch cards. I call it Mimikyu, I call it Dupiter, I call it Lopunny, and I call it Zacian. Those are all wrong, but you know what? I say the Pokemon Company is wrong because they let people wear shoes that don't let you see them grippers. As much as I don't want to, I think this is a canary turn. Because I can do a couple things. Not good things, but I can do a couple things. So we go Shinx, Luxray, and Zeraora. Okay, so we have Luxray EX. We got the thingy thing. I guess I want Eelektrik. So then I'm just going to be banking on the heart of the cards here, I guess. So we retreat into the Duskull, go Eelektrik down, attach to this guy, and then just hope they don't got it like that. That is the whole strat, is just hoping they don't got it like that. Because I've never really been like, oh man, Canary, that's exactly what I wanted, right? It almost never happens where I'm like, oh yeah, Canary, that's exactly the card that I wanted in this situation. I'm really glad I played it. It's like, I would have rather just played Lillies, right? I would have rather just had Lillies and gone for 8 new cards than not really do a whole lot. And they got the Arboliva. Of course they did. Oh god, please tell me you prized all of your... Okay, well, they have the Arboliva in their hand. Yeah, Kuliak, you were right. And it's not that I prefer, it's just that it helps it when people are importing decks. So there's good news and bad news about this. The good news is that I have a Luxray attack. The bad news is that, good god, they have everything. And they are knocking out my Duskull. Though I guess they could go for Shinx and just be like, Pilot don't got it like that. But this is the second back-to-back game. I faced Arboliva twice. I had Shaymin in multiple lists earlier on in the day. Didn't face a single Arboliva or any deck that hits the bench. Switch to a version that doesn't play Shaymin, back-to-back Arboliva. And the basting has commenced. I have to assume they're knocking out Duskull. Oh, they went for Eelektrik. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not hating that. As long as I get an energy, we're fine. Like, I completely understand why they did it, but it's still not necessarily what I would have done. Because now I can just kind of beat off their hand as long as I get an energy. Oh, that was close. Okay, we have... Oh, I also have Dusknoir. Oh, no. What do I do here? Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Okay, I think I Poké Pad for Dusknoir. Hard retreat. Go into the Luxray. Rare candy. Rare candy's nuts fit in your mouth. This is such a weird situation. This is such an awkward hand. Okay, let's Ultra Ball away this and this. I think I was gonna say, I think I go and get the Fez. I don't even know if it's in the deck, but if it is, I ain't got it. All right, if I go for the Meowth, if I go for the Luxio, that seems dumb. So let's do it. Seems dumb if I go for the Luxio, but let's do it anyway. Because, I mean, I know I can knock out the Arboliva this turn by popping the Dusknoir, but I really don't want to do that. Right? They're stuck barely... Oh, yeah, they're stuck barely doing anything. So I know it's risky to do that, but, like, I saw the future, right? I saw the future. I used Dusknoir. I used Volt Strike. They're down to 4 prizes. I have no energy in play. They would have used Lillies. They would have gotten, you know, Oderpon, energy... And they also top-decked an energy, by the way, because I think their hand was... What was their hand? It was Oderpon, double Forest of Vitality, and they top-decked an energy. But just, yeah, we blow up the Dusknoir, we get rid of all the energy off of the Luxray. That doesn't seem great, right? And yeah, I kind of baited them into doing that because it keeps damage off the Luxray. And now... That's a Poffin. That's not great. Okay, so I have to... Piercing Gaze. They can't really... Oh, this is just... Again, it's so awkward because they can retreat if they want to. There's the energy. We get rid of the energy. I'm just not able to bench anybody. That's the problem. If I could bench somebody... If I could bench a Tynamo, I'd be happy. Well, I mean, I'd have to find a Night Stretcher, but if I just bench a Tynamo, I'd have access to Zekrom at some point. I'm also down to Shinx, But luckily, now I can use Buddy Poffin. Or I can knock out this Ogerpon with... Oh, no, don't tempt me, PTCGL. Yeah, I think that's what I do. I think I'm a fart smella. I am the fartest of smellas. Please tell me I have some Night Stretchers. We have one. Okay, then in this situation, I... Dust Noir the Arboliva. No, yes, we have to Dust Noir the Arboliva. We're going to let them make a decision on what they do here. They probably left because, I mean, the Pokemon trading card game has the least amount of interactivity of any card game. I guess Yu-Gi-Oh! They do nothing for a million. Are you freaking kidding me right now, PDCGL? I needed a tiny bit of help. I needed the tiniest bit of help, and that's what you give me? All right. Oh, wait, am I out of Luxio? Right, because I have 2 rare candies, so I'm going to have to make a big decision coming up here in a minute. You're going to make a big decision coming up here. Okay, so then I bosses this guy. Volt Strike. Yeah, we have to Volt Strike there. That's non-negotiable. And then we just kind of see what happens. Because we know their hand wasn't great, but I did give them a prize card, and they have their top deck. So we did have Fez. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to have to Night Stretcher, I think, for the Eelektrik, and then win with Zekrom. I believe that is the only way I win this game is if I can get Zekrom. Okay, there's wait, Budew is fine. Actually, Budew is terrible. Budew is absolutely terrible, but they have to waste an energy to do the thing. Which is potentially okay. But I need that Night Stretcher. The unfair stamp would be great. If they're wasting an energy to do this, I'm happy. I wish I had a playable hand. That's the only thing. I just wish I had a playable hand right now. That is a card that exists. Heal 10 damage from this Pokemon. Okay. Do I retreat into the Tatsugiri and regret that decision immediately? Or do I pop the Clops? I mean, I don't think there's a good choice here. I think I just got to go for it, though. Because I don't think we can pop the Clops right now. That's fine. Let us attach to you. And then I'll Iris away the Poké Pad. Playable cards. Ooh, that's pretty good. So then I win next turn, right? Because if I go Power Glass... And... Oh, this is awkward. Putting the Power Glass on a Tatsugiri? What? This is not what the Power Glass is intended for. The Power Glass is intended for Volt Strike. You're supposed to do 250, then Power Glass and energy back on. You're not supposed to put a Power Glass on a Tatsugiri so you can retreat it. So I forgot I had the Power Glass. The problem is that I have made a huge oopsie. As long as they don't have bosses, we're fine. Okay, that scared the crap out of me. You have no idea how much poop just fell out of my the bottom of what a bonsai has. They shouldn't have done that. It's funny, but it was too risky, right? It was too risky to do that, but I am the #1 PTCGL player in the world for a reason, okay? I am the #1 Luxray player in the world post-rotation. As long as you don't face Lucario, you're fine. But yeah, if you want to watch this get absolutely obliterated by Arboliva, go to the VODs channel and skip to like an hour 50 in. It was really bad. It's just, this is what's been happening every time I play Luxray. I don't play the Clefairy build, I face Lucario and Dragapult. I switch to the Clefairy build, I face Archaludon 3 times in a row. I switch to a non-Shaymin build, I face Arboliva back-to-back. This is PTCGL. Those are some nice feet. Okay, it's Starmie. Finally! Oh my god! There's a Duska. Oh, hallelujah. Everybody, crap in your pants. Get your pants. Soil your pants right now. I can't risk it that they just have everything next turn. So I'm going to Carmine. Wow, that was completely useless. Thank you. Wow, that could not have gone worse. That could not have been a worse thing that happened. I could not have found myself in a worse situation than what just happened right there, but we are finally facing our first Starmie. And of course, I'm playing the weirdest, wackiest build with triple Duskull, one of each Luxray. So this is the new Tauros. It's not, the best card because it does attack for 2 energy, but you pair it with the Paldean Tauros, you put a counter gain in your deck, and then, you can do 300 damage to somebody. I mean, you'll probably do like 50, but you can do 300 damage to somebody, which again will never actually happen, but you can, okay? It is entirely possible. They were a Salvatore away from absolutely destroying me, by the way. So I think that this card makes Tauros better. It's not necessarily a good card, but you put a fighting energy, which you already have, and counter gain, you have somebody who can snipe the bench, right? Like, how is that bad? Well, there's a water gun. Notice how I went to a Shaymin-less build and we faced 3 decks that absolutely body you for not playing a Shaymin? Did you notice that? Anyone else notice that? All right, so there's a Shinx. Let's go Duskull, Shinx. And I think it's better to item lock them. Yeah, it's better to item lock them here than do anything else. Because I'm not worried about Starmie. Starmie is not a problem right now. What's a problem is Starmie bosses. Starmie bosses will be a problem. Starmie will not be a problem. I am not worried about Starmie whatsoever. And that's no Monkey Dory, so that is perfect. They were setting me up perfectly for a Monkey Dory knockout on Budew double turn. Okay, but this is a little awkward because their active is not an EX. More viable than zero, true. Their active is not an EX, which is a slight problem for us. So maybe I should put the Stun Fist down just to kind of let it get knocked out. Yeah, I think that's what I do here. And I go for another Luxio just so we don't get our absolute butt blown out here. So we still have a LILLIE'S. Please don't fail me, Lillie. Please? I'm begging you, Lillie. Thank you. Wow, that's way too much. Wow, that's terrible. Okay, so we go retreat into the Stun Fist. I attach to this guy. We got all of our buddy Puffins at the worst possible time. And I'm going to have to put Tatsugiri down because I'd rather have Tatsugiri in play than the other dude. And I guess it's just Power Glass counter gain. Just put them both down. Seems like the best course of action here. Because, yes, I understand the Luxio both have abilities, but I can evolve. I have double Luxray. There's the Legacy. That's great that we got it off the prizes. And easy cheesy. Yeah, Tauros can be a lot of fun. Let me whip it out real quick. While they probably get everything in bosses and Starmie and make me hate life. So there's the Paldean Tauros. Yeah, 40 damage for each of your Pokemon that has Tauros in its name. So Paldean Tauros and regular Tauros work. The old Tauros does 30 damage for a single energy, so it does knock out Budew, which is fine. And then the second attack is like something to do with evolvating and something. All right, I would imagine they're going to go for the Tatsugiri. If I had to guess, I would say they're putting the 50 on the Tatsugiri because I am in my opponent's head right now. Oh, crap. And yeah, they got the Frostlass. Okay, so I would assume they're going to put the 50 on the Tatsugiri because that ensures a quicker prize card than when they wouldn't do that. Because I don't think they're going for a Luxio. Yeah, they're going to Jetting Blow me. I think they're going for the Tatsugiri. Oh, they went for a... That's the... Okay. I would not have gone for that one. All right, so we go this guy in the active. I think now I do have to put the Meowth down so we can have a chance to win the game. And there's another counter gain. Great. All right, well, we want to waste the Poffin. This is like an easily winnable matchup, but I'm playing the weirdest possible build. I'm playing the dumbest build you could possibly play here. All right, so Carmine versus LILLIE'S. I mean, I can attach... I think I just have to LILLIE'S. As much as I want a Carmine, I think I just have to LILLIE'S. Oh, yeah, Risky Ruins, whatever. Okay, so then we go Legacy Energy on the active. I'm going to put Counter Gain on you just to get it out of the deck. So, yeah, maybe I should have just used Carmine. Kind of feels dumb. Oh, wow. Okay, well, we got the Luxray. That's exactly what I needed. Unfortunately, I am in a dilly of a pickle. Oh, man. Yeah, let's get rid of... I mean, we're going to lose probably the Tatsugiri next turn. Probably losing the Tatsugiri. So I don't think I need the air balloon. But if I go for Dusclops... We go Dusclops down. I can do 240, which is not great. But I can go Curse Blast. Hang on, hang on. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Oh, this is great. You've never seen this play before. I can guarantee you, you have never seen this play before. You've never seen a double Dusclops on a Starmie into a Piercing Gaze, and you still lose the game. You've never seen this before. You've never seen someone still lose the game even when they enacted their entire strategy. All right, but the reason I didn't want to use Volt Strike is because I'd lose my Legacy Energy. I do realize they're dangerously close to winning the game already, but I can get rid of any card in their hand. And I do win the game next turn if they don't win the game next turn. Oh, okay. This is weird. Yeah, do I? Hang on. Do I get rid of the darkness? I think I get rid of the darkness energy. But if I... that's so awkward. The reason I didn't go for the Starmie, which I think most people would have gone for, the reason I didn't do it is because they didn't have a water energy. Oh, this is game. I literally have game if they don't win this turn. They did not have the hand for it. The reason I went for the darkness energy is because then they could power up a Monkey Dory. They might be able to, you know, maybe make something happen. I just thought, like, they could top... What can they top deck, right? If they top deck a water energy... No, I probably should have gone for the Starmie, right? I probably should have gone for the Starmie in that situation. Because what if they top deck LILLIE'S, and then they LILLIE'S... No, but even then... Right? Because if, let's say they top deck bosses, that means they just have a Starmie with no energy. They have nobody. They can bring up, you know, one of my guys. And I can't do anything about it, so that's bad. Yeah, I think that was the right call. Getting rid of the darkness energy, because let's say they top deck bosses, they have no attackers, right? There's nothing they can do if they top deck bosses. If they top deck LILLIE'S, they could attack, yes, but they can't bosses. So they would have hit into my Luxray and evolved with Starmie, and then I just had game. And if they took a knockout on, you know, anybody. So, you know, people always say, new players. I always say this about new players is they would look at Meowth and say, why would you play a card that is so weak, that gives up 2 prizes, that is weak to fighting? And it's because the alternative is you just don't play the game. Yeah, and I knew they would Poké Pad for a Frostlass, or like a Glalie, I guess, if they could. But Frostlass is fine, and we just win the game anyway. So I'm a fart smella. But yeah, a lot of new players would look at this and say, how is this worth it? Well, it's because it turns an Ultra Ball into a supporter. So it's the difference between being able to play the game and not being able to play the game. Yes, there's the times where you start Meowth and you hate it. But at the start of a game, it turns an Ultra Ball into a LILLIE'S, which takes you out of a dead hand. And then late in the game, it gets you a Bosses, which I would absolutely need right now. And mid-game, when I needed it, it got me a supporter. So yes, it is a 2-prize liability. Lucario knocks it out easily. Same with Fezandipiti. But they're worth the trouble because they... So wait, was their top deck a Night Stretcher? So they had Poké Pad. Yeah, their top deck was a Night Stretcher. So it didn't matter. No matter what I got rid of, it didn't matter. Isn't that great? No matter what you do in life, it doesn't matter because PDCGL just gives them the card they need to get whatever back. It was still the... Thank you, Mark. You know, us high-level players, we need to stick together. So would you look at that? I faced my first Starmie. It requires the most math I've ever done in my entire life, and I still win the game. And that is how good I am. See, Meowth. This is the downside of Meowth as well, is if they didn't have a Meowth in play, they would have won. But because they had a Meowth, watch, you know, they probably would have still lost, because I would have used Carmine. I would have gotten rid of the best card in their hand. But that's just how it goes. I'm just this good at playing Luxray. As long as I don't face Dragapult or Lucario, I have a positive win rate with this deck. Well, and I guess also Archaludon if you're playing the Clefairy build. But if you don't face Lucario or Dragapult with this deck, Lightning has a chance. The problem is that Lucario is the #1 most played deck on PDCGL, and Dragapult's #2, and it's also the best deck. So, can you play Lightning decks in 2026 on PDCGL? No. But if you don't face Lucario, Luxray still has a chance, especially if you're as good as me.